It's nice, but my acid reflux has been kicking my ass. Okay, so I should be live on YouTube right now. Okay. Should be live on YouTube right now. In fact, I probably will close this down because I need to be able to use my phone to see the comments. So go over to my YouTube channel, Ironman Trading on YouTube. We'll answer all those questions over on YouTube, okay? We'll answer Umar private. We'll answer all those questions over on YouTube. Ironman Trading on YouTube. All right, so I'm going to close this down, and we're going to go over to the YouTube stream that should be up and running now. So, but I've got to use this phone so I can see the comments on there. So if you want to go over there to the YouTube stream, Ironman Trading on YouTube, you can ask questions over there. All right, so I'm going to shut this down, and we'll go over there. All right, can you guys hear me on YouTube? Can you guys hear me on YouTube? I need to get the microphone probably. Can you guys hear me on YouTube? I'm just posting so more people can come in there if they want. I never get very many people on my YouTube live streams, and that's fine. I don't do it for the likes and the other things. And I do it at such random times that people, you never can be consistent about it because I do it at such random times. All right, let me just finish this up, guys, and then we'll start answering those questions. All right, so let me get on here. And so you need to just ask those questions that you asked me again really quick. Hey, JJ. Hey, Lee Cram. You guys can see the trades I'm in right now on the terminal. Again, because I don't hide it. My trades, I'm in a US 30 sell right now that's going pretty well. We in my signal group, we had a couple of tough losses on buys today. And again, losses are a part of the game. Okay, so again, anyone who tells you that losses don't happen, you need to run and hide from them. So if you can ask those questions that you asked before. So if the guy that was on here, he was asking a couple of questions. I think one of the questions he had is, how do you trade gold on the higher time frame when the higher time frame chart is showing that it's an uptrend, but the lower time frame charts are showing that it's a downtrend? Well, it's really easy. There we go. Here we go. How can you trade with the trend, e.g. gold is overall uptrend on the daily time frames? How can we use buys to trade with the trend? Well, we've talked about the pattern before, and I don't know if you've been in here before. But you guys can see my chart, right? So I'm going to circle it because what we're doing is, you're right, we want to trade with a trend. So in order to buy, I need to have a 1 hour candle that looks like, and this will be a terrible example because it looks like it ends up losing, but this is a really good example of the candle that we look for right there. Okay? It has a tail at the bottom of the body of the candle, longer than the body of the candle. Does that make sense, relentless trading? Does that make sense? It has a tail longer than the body of the candle. Does that make perfect sense? I should write a book, and I'm not making fun of anybody in here, and I'm not making fun of me because it's my trading style. I should write a book, Trading for Dummies. I know they have it, but this is literally trading for dummies. Okay, and I'm not trying to mock anybody, but I'm using that as an analogy, right? So do you see that, relentless trading? that make sense? Sorry about that, guys. I have this up right now. I'm talking to my group right now. Does that make sense? So we are looking for a 1 hour candle close as a tail longer than the body of the candle. Is everyone crystal clear on that? Is everyone crystal clear on that? A tail longer than the body of the candle with no wick at the top at the close of that 1 hour candle, right? Is everyone, are we crystal clear on that? Relentless, you're the one that asked the question, so I want to make sure that you know, and we're crystal clear on what it is. Well, so actually, you know what you should do, and here's what you should do, okay? And we can go over it here, but you really should go to my YouTube channel, and I did a 13-minute video a while ago. I did a 13-minute video that will explain the pattern that I trade. It's the simplest fucking pattern in the world, but you really should go to my YouTube channel and look. There's a video on here, and let's just find it. Right here, the one that has the Iron Man kind of right there. There's a 13-minute video you can go watch, right? And it will tell you everything you need to know about the candle that I trade. But we're looking for that candle that has a tail at the bottom. So that was done a month ago. If you look at that, that will tell you everything you need to know. It's my trading basically in 13 minutes. It's pretty easy, right? Okay, so, and again, we're looking for that tail longer than the body at the close of a 1 hour candle, then we take the trade. It's really, really simple. He says, well, the tail longer than the body of the candle, JJ, signifies that sellers tried to push and buyers came into the market. Okay, so that's what that signifies. That's what those kind of candles that have a tail longer than the body of the candle. We'll circle it again, right here, right? Okay, right there. It has a tail longer than the body of the candle. I gotta get rid of Telegram right now. It's just gonna bug the hell out of me as people try and get a hold of me while we're doing this live stream. So I'm just gonna log out of Telegram for now. So it signifies that sellers tried to push, right? But buyers came into the market. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? No, that's more chance of bullish movement. If it has a tail, that candle that I circled, if it has a tail longer than the body of the candle with no wick at the top at the close of the 1 hour candle, that signifies buying. So if that signifies buying, then what does selling? How do you know when it's a sell? If this candle signifies buying, then what would the sell candle, how would you determine what a sell candle is to sell? Okay, so I'm up 140 points on the US 30. I have my stops at plus 30. I probably should move the exact other way around. You're exactly right, JJ. So see, you're new, but you're getting it, man. That's really fucking good. Sorry, guys. I have a potty mouth right now, and I apologize if people don't like that. It's exactly right. You're exactly right. This is the easiest trading you will ever have in your life. I'm just going to change my stop loss on this to more profit. That it's the easiest trading you will ever have. 33,380. So I'm just moving my stop on the US 30 to more profit. DB says, what about 7 candles ago? You're talking about this one right here. That was a perfect one, right? You're talking about this one right here, and that would signify. Let me just do a different color for that, but that would signify a sell, right? Yeah, so you're exactly right. That one that I'm going to highlight now in pink or whatever the hell color it is, that's a perfect sell candle. You enter at the opening of the next 1 hour candle, right? It's the simplest trading in the world, and that pattern is 85% accurate. It may not, like 1 week it may be less accurate than that, but overall, over the long run, any time frame, any pair, crypto, stonks, whatever you want to, whatever it is, it will work over the long run, it'll work 85. It doesn't matter if it's red or blue. No, George, it doesn't matter. I really don't care. I mean, maybe it would be. I don't know. I don't look at that. I just know that when the pattern sets up, George, JJ, and everybody at DB, that I take the fucking trade. It's the same strategy for every single one of them. Yeah, every single one of them. You can trade it on the 15-minute chart. When I stream, sometimes pre-London, we'll trade the pattern on the 15-minute chart. And what I say to everybody, don't take my fucking word for it. Okay, I'm a schmuck on the internet. Go back test it. Do the work yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm just some goofball on the internet. You don't know me from Adam. I might be just totally filling you full of bullshit, right? Don't take my word for it. Go back test it on the 15-minute chart. Whatever it is that you want to do it on, just go back test it. It will work in the long run 85% of the time. We can talk about that in a minute. We weren't quite done with this. So in this trade, so let's thrive. My question for you on that would be, do you have thumbs that can push a button? Do you have thumbs to push the button? And I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but if you have the ability, so you asked the question, and the reason I'm saying that, let's thrive. You said, can I make an order trade a little higher instead for confirmation? You can do whatever you want, right? The question you should ask is it smart to do that, right? I was texting some people. I don't think I'm talking to anybody. Maybe I'm talking to myself, JJ. I don't know. I'm kind of crazy, right? Okay, so let's just talk about this US 31 real quick. Okay, but you can do whatever you want. That's not the proper question. The question is, should you do it? Is it wise to do it? You would have gotten in that trade at this is gold. This is 1904. This is gold. So you would have gotten in that trade at 1904. Whoa, that's kind of weird. And would have made a low of 1896. Whenever you're up on, especially on gold, whenever you're up 40 to 50 points or whatever you want to call it, I don't really care again what you call it. When you're up 40 to 50 points, so if you're in at 1904, 40 points would be 1900 if you're in a sell, right? You always place your stop at break even. So this one you went to +8 or +80 points. Your stop loss probably should be at +20 at that point, right? +20. Okay, always protecting profits and then just moving profits. What the hell just happened here? Did I just get knocked out of the US? The US 30 sometimes before the close of the markets for a couple hours can get really crazy. Okay, so that was a perfect example of a sell on gold. You would have made +20, +30, and you would have done really well on it. And that's awesome. That's what we want. We want to do well, right? We want to make money. The whole goal is to make money, right? So Orlando was talking about building a small account. It's no different than trading any other account, okay? You just have to use smaller lot size and you have to be consistent. But it's no different than building any other account. I mean, this isn't a huge account. This account isn't huge. This account is $3,200, right? This isn't a huge account. It's not a huge account at all. But I know that I'm going to be right 85% of the time. I risk maybe a little bit more than 2%, but I know I'm going to be right the majority of the time, so I'm okay with risking a little bit more. For the gold setup, if you're doing gold on that candle, your stop has to be below the high of that wick, right? So your stop would have to be above the high of that wick. You don't want it coming to that wick and then wicking you out, right? So your stop loss would have to be above 1911, which is a little deeper stop loss than most people are comfortable with, right? So just lower your lot size. But I would probably have my stop around 1914. So it's going to be probably a 100-point stop loss. That's big, right? It's a lot. So, but you always want to have it above the high of that wick that you just were dealing with, right? Well, yeah, JJ, you're definitely gonna be hampered in your ability to take multiple trades, right? If you have $100 account, absolutely, you're definitely gonna be hampered a little bit on what you can do. But you have to do what you have to do, right? You have to grow it somehow, and you have to do it somehow. I mean, yeah, you're definitely gonna be hampered on what you can accomplish. So. Nope, it works for every time of day, every pattern, everything. We can go to a 15-minute chart right now, and if there's a 15-minute trade, we'll take a 15-minute trade right now live on the stream. We can go to the 15-minute chart on all these. We can go to the 15-minute chart. Okay, there's a possibility that in 2 minutes we might have a buy on the US 30 on the 15-minute based on the pattern. If that candle closes that wick at the top and it doesn't have any wick at the top, that would be a signal of a buy. We can look at the pound Aussie. It doesn't have it, and the GJ doesn't have it. So the one that possibly could give us the signal on the 15-minute chart is the US 30 for a potential buy, right? Because you have this candle here that possibly could close here in a few minutes with that tail longer than the body with no wick. No, so once I get up like 50 points on the US 30, I'm going to place my stop at break even. Okay, and then if I go up higher than that, I'm just going to move my stops into profit, and then the market has to take me out. I mean, for instance, that one I just was in the stream here, and we'll go to it. Count history. We'll go to it today. Where was this one? We'll go custom period. That I just got out of that sell, right? It knocked me out of that sell. So let's see where that sell was. That sell was right here, right there at the bottom, right? It knocked me out at 33,380. I got in at 33,468, and I just kept moving my stop down, and it knocked me out, right? So I always let the markets take me out. Okay, I'm going to take this trade for better or worse. I think it's a good trade, and I may lose, and that's okay. I'm going to take the trade, and if I lose, I lose. That's okay. I'm going to take that trade. You see it right here live in the stream right now. I think that candle might be good enough, and we'll see. But my stop loss has to be below the low of that tail, and the low of that tail, I might be in for a little bit of a ride, right? But the pattern is there, and I take the trade because I'm not a sissy, for one. So we're going to have to go to like 33,275. So the stop's going to have to be like 120 points, which is fine. And I might lose on this trade, and that's okay. Okay, again, losses are a part of the game. They happen. 33,275. So I'm going to keep it below all of that. You can't even see it when you're on the 15-minute chart, and we'll see what happens. I might lose my ass. And that's okay. I lose my ass all the time. It's no problem for me. But I'm a robot, right? Because I know that the pattern, no matter what time frame it's on, no matter what, I'm going to win 85% of the time. So no matter what, I'm going to win 85% of the time. I'm just going to take the trade because that's what the pattern tells me to do. And it's not working out for me right now, right? It's not working out for me right now. definitely not working out right now, but that's okay. Like we said, losses happen, and dang, it would be like one of the first times we've just flat out lost on a trade in the stream. That would kind of suck, but again, that's fine. I'm okay with losses. Losses happen, and maybe it'll come back and it'll see that. But it's also nice to have some breather room, because I'd already be out if it was a 10 pips trade, right? If it was a 10 pip trade, I'd already be out by now. If I was a pussy and I scalped like a pussy for 10 pips, I'd already be out on it, right? And maybe it'll come back in my favor, and maybe I'll make money on it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll lose, what is it? I'm going to lose 120 points. This happens often. You've lost before after your stream ended. Really? Are you that person today? Let's Thrive? Really? I mean, we did document it the week before I went on vacation. It was 34, 36, but are you like literally watching me and you're like, oh, you totally lose all the time after your stream ends? That's really weird. Because if you look at the history of this, I mean, again, if you look at the history of this account, it's done nothing but win. So that's really weird that you would say this happens often. Does it happen? Of course it does. Of course it does. But that's really weird that you would make the point to say that it happens often. You obviously don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You obviously don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because it doesn't happen often, but it happens. And and it happens. And it happens to everyone, right? I agree with you. But I would say it happens very rarely, to be honest with you. And you know how I know it happens very rarely? Because I'm not afraid to pull up the terminal and show you the history of this account. Okay? I'm not afraid to show you the last let's just go to the last couple weeks. Again, we did this before. Whoops. It happens to the best of the best, right? And any person that tells you, again, any person who tells you their system is 100% accurate, you need to run the fuck away from them and hide, because they're just feeding you full of bullshit. Okay, this is when I left for Alaska. So this was 2 weeks ago. This is a live account, and I'll show that to you guys there. I mean, it's $1,656 on a small account. That's pretty damn good, isn't it? Isn't that pretty damn good? There, so you guys can see it on the YouTube stream, so you can see that it's a live account, and because I don't hide behind TradingView, you can see that on the top left. Hanko Trade live account, because I'm not a pussy. I'm not a pussy. Okay? I'm not a pussy. I'm not a pussy. I think it was. I'll have to check again, Nadia, and I can do that. Let's do when I was in Hawaii. I was in Hawaii from March 17th. Let's go, and I lost sometimes. This account has gone down, up and down a little bit. But let's do it when I was in Hawaii from March, because you know what's really weird too is I trade better when I'm on vacation. I have to try to tell my wife all the time. I'm like, you know, I just need to go on vacation more. She's like, you go on vacation all the time. What are you talking about? You go on vacation all the time. But I trade better, and why is that? So that's when I was in Hawaii. When I was in Alaska, it was 1,600. When I was in Hawaii, it was 1,100. And probably when I'm at home, it's probably lost. So why is that, right? Why is it that I'm doing really well when I'm on vacation, and then when I get home, I sometimes struggle? I wonder why that is. It's partly that, right? And it is. It's absolutely partly that, but it's also the fact that I set my trades and I just don't look at them all the time, right? I'm looking at my wife in a bikini because she's hot, or I'm going to the beach, or I'm going fishing. I set my trades, I do my parameters, and I just let the trade work, right? So I probably do better because I'm not sitting here staring at a chart all day long. Does that make sense? I'm not staring at a chart all day long. The more you stare at your chart, the more likely you are to mess with the trade, right? You can trade the same pattern on the daily chart. The pattern works on the daily chart. The pattern works on the monthly chart. The pattern will work on any chart you want to trade it on. Okay, and I'm going to refer you guys back because I just don't want to go over I go over the pattern all the time, and it kind of gets tiresome, but I know people are new in here. Just go to this video right here on my YouTube channel. Okay, just go to my YouTube channel right there, and it's a 13-minute video that was downloaded about a month ago, and it will go over everything you need to know. Because I kind of get tired of explaining. You know, you get more people coming in here like, oh, I missed it. Just go to there, go to that one right there. I should probably be sleeping too, brother. I've got an examination I've got to do for a patient here in about an hour, and I probably should be sleeping right now too. But I'm not, for some reason, because I'm too wired, I guess, or something. I don't know. But the markets are going to be closing here pretty quick, so we'll see what happens. There you go, Eric. Well, enjoy it. You know, I mean, I've been doing this for 18 years for a living. I'm totally transparent with you guys. I don't hide behind TradingView. I think, again, my opinion, take it for what it's worth. I think anyone who hides behind TradingView is a pussy. Lee Cram, I'm not a doctor. I'm a psychologist. So I started taking on some patients a couple of months ago, just part-time, just because trading is boring, right? I just sit at my house all day and do it. So I do a couple hours every week, or a couple hours, maybe 8 to 10 hours a week, where I do mental health evaluations for people. I'm not a doctor, but I'm a psychologist. I got my master's degree in clinical and forensic psychology. So I do mental health evaluations for people. And I've got one today at 3 o'clock. Yes, I am a psychologist, correct. But I've full-time traded for 18 years. I just barely got my master's not terribly long ago, less than 2 years ago. But I figured if I went through the process of going to school, I should probably use it a little bit, because I spent money to, you know, it costs money to go get your master's degree. So I probably should use it a little bit. So I have a 3 o'clock. It's almost 2 o'clock right now, and I have a 3 o'clock evaluation for a kid who's about 11 years old. So nursing, right on. Hey, that's whatever floats your boat, brother. Whatever gets you up in the morning, right? If nursing ended up being a better fit for you, then it ended up being a better fit. I just like the human mind. I'm fascinated by why we make decisions the way we make them, and I'm fascinated by the human mind. So I went to the mental health side. All right, so we got a 1 hour candle close that's closing right now. Gosh, that US 30, we almost got it back into profit. Now I think we're gonna get fucked on this thing. So I think we're gonna take it up the ass on this one, and that's okay. I do think we're gonna take it up the ass on this one. It's about to. Well, I mean, we got 50 pips. It can still go 50 pips. So this level right here, this 33,304 level, will be a key level. So Billy May says, trading is not boring. That just means you don't give yourself the freedom to don't sit on charts and go do stuff. Well, Billy, the problem is I live in Idaho, and in Idaho, it's really fucking cold in the wintertime. Like, it's 0 degrees. So it's really hard to want to go outside and do things when it's 0 degrees outside. Now it's getting nicer, and I absolutely will be outside and doing things, but it's really fucking cold here in the wintertime. So it gets dark at like 4 o'clock. So it doesn't, you know, it doesn't, make you want to really go outside and do stuff outside when it's freezing ass cold outside, if that makes sense. So it looks like we are going to get this one's going to play with us. This US 30 is going to play with us, and we might get stopped on it. And again, that's okay. I don't mind losing. Okay, losses, like we always talk about, are part of the game. Losses put hair on your chest. They're good for you. Okay, and anyone again who tells you that their system that they want you to buy is 100% accurate, you need to run the hell away from them, because they're just feeding you full of bullshit. Okay, no system is 100% accurate. No system will give you 100% accuracy. It doesn't exist. My signal group is about 85% accurate. I've been doing this for 18 years, and my signal group is the best fucking group out there, and it's not even close. It's not even close. I of course, going after the guy I like to go after. We won't mention his name again, but he charges $200 a month for his signals, and he's proud of the fact that for the month of April, their signals have done or something 200 pips. We did that today. Like, we've done thousands of pips in the month of April, and he's like, "Oh, look at our group here. We did." Yeah, see, we're gonna get stopped out, and that's fine, guys. That's okay to get stopped out. It looks like we'll get stopped out on this one. We took that trade on a 15-minute, right? We took that on a 15-minute pattern. It almost gave it to us, but it didn't, and it's about to stop us out. So we're gonna experience a loss. That kind of sucks, right? I mean, obviously I don't like losing. You should do whatever makes you feel comfortable. Unfortunately, Let's Thrive, I don't know what your risk tolerance is. I don't know what I don't know what you're comfortable with. And it's not really, to be honest with you, it's not really my job to tell you that, right? You do whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. Trade a lot size that makes you feel comfortable, right? If you feel like you're over leveraging, then reduce your lot size. It's not my job to give you advice, bud. Okay, that's what your parents are for. It's not my job to do that. Okay, I don't want, because then you come, and if I give you bad advice, you're like, you suck. You gave me bad advice. So it's not my job to do that. If you want to be a full-time trader and you want to be successful in these markets, you have to make those decisions, and you have to be able to make those decisions on your own. It's not my job to do that. So what I will say is, you determine what makes you comfortable. I always say to people, if you are uncomfortable in a trade, you're trading too high of lot, right? And you need to reduce your lot size. So get to a lot size that's comfortable, to where you can walk away from the trade, right? Where you can walk away from the trade and feel comfortable, and you're not going to be anxious or dealing with anxiety, which I deal with kids with anxiety all the time when I'm doing these mental health evaluations. So if a trade is giving you too much anxiety, that means you're over leveraged on that trade, right? And this one's just like hanging on by a thread. It's hanging on by a thread, but it's going to come take me out here in a minute. 75. I should do something. Shoot. I'm going to go a little low. I'm going to go a little lower on it. 325. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room, and I probably will regret that. I'll probably regret it, and I'll lose my ass. And I just wanted to give myself a chance to look at this chart real quick on the US 30, make sure there's not any significant level that I might be missing. So we're going to get rid of the terminal for a minute, and just make sure there's not a significant level I'm missing. I probably shouldn't do that. I probably should just accept the loss, and I probably will here in a minute. I don't see anything on the daily. I don't see anything here. It's going to go down for a while, so it looks like I'm going to get knocked out even of that position there. So we're going to take it out. We lost $120, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. Losses again are part of the game. So we'll just go to the account history and see how that affects the day just today, right? Today's the 26th. So in this account, you're still up $118 for the day on this little $3,000 account, which would be almost 5%. It would be like 3.8%. You're up on this account today. You were up on it, right? Because you just lost $120. You were up on it almost 10% for the day. Now you're up on it 3%, and I'm still in trades, so no big deal. My goal for this account this week was to get it up to 3,000, and I did that. It's above 3,000. So my goal this week was to get it above 3,000, and that goal has been accomplished. Okay. So are there any questions? Now I'm going to talk to you guys real quickly about, I get to do my little spiel, right? Everyone does it. I have paid services. Everybody fucking does it. So you're going to grant me 5 minutes of your time. Your time's valuable too. I have the best fucking signal group out there. I've been doing this for 80 years. My signals cost $3.99 for life. For life, you get the signals for life. You get 6 one-on-one sessions with me, all an hour long, and I will invest that $400 into an account, give you the investor password, and you'll get 20% of that. Because honestly, it's my fucking money at that point, right? You're paying for the signals, so I don't have to offer that, but I'm offering it to everyone right now. If you do the $3.99 lifetime, you'll get lifetime signals. You'll get the 6 one-on-ones, and I'll invest the money, and I'll show you the account. I'll give you the username and investor password to that account, and you can check it out, and you get 20% of that as well. So there's the account. This account was just started, so I need to put the money in there. And yeah, I think it's a pretty cool gig, to be honest with you. So maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just a schmuck. Maybe I'm just a schmuck again. You know, people think I'm a schmuck all the time too, and I don't really care. I don't really value people's opinions, to be honest with you. So there it is. Okay, so $399, lifetime signals, 6 one-on-ones, and I'll give you the investor password. I'll invest that $400 into this account, and you'll get 20%. So really, if I trade the way I usually trade, the signals for life isn't going to cost you anything. I think that's a pretty fucking good deal, to be honest with you. But it won't last forever. Do it next month. It may not be around next month, brother. You never know. You never fucking know. You send me a message on Instagram at Ironman Futures Trading, or you send me a message on Telegram at Yak Steelhead. I'll type it into the chat. You just send me a private message on there, and then you pay the fee through Cash App or PayPal, and then you are in the group. Pretty simple. And if you don't like it after 30 days, I also give you your money back. So at Yak Steelhead on Telegram, I'll type that into the chat. And then Instagram is Ironman Future Trading. And I do have a hater account. I always warn people about that. Ironman Future Trading is a scam. I love that guy to death. If you are not doing, you only have a hater account if you're doing something important. If you don't have a hater account, you're not doing anything important. So I do have a hater account. I love the guy to death. I know who it is. He's a clown, but I love him to death. But if you don't have a hater account, you're not doing something. You're not really important. Don't give the money to the hater account. Yeah, I don't even know if he's around anymore. I guess we could look at that real quick. That'd be fun to see if he's still around and posting. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it. We could go do that though real quick. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think it's a pretty good deal. And if you don't like it after 30 days, I'll just give you your money back. So if you want to get a hold of me on one of those platforms, I'd be more than happy to chat with you about it. Nice to see you, brother. And I might have him blocked, so I might have to go to, if I type his name in here, it probably won't come up. Ironman Futures Trading is a scam. I think the guy's great. Yeah, I think I have him blocked. Henry's up 20 bands. Good job, brother. I know what he's talking about too. You guys may not know what he's talking about. That guy's doing a really good job. I think I have this clown banned, so let's go see if he's banned. Where's the banned stuff here? Where's the banned stuff? How do you get people back that are fucking banned? What happens in the signal group? It's really simple. Oh, and I need to do that. I'm not going to show you guys my phone number, so we'll log back into it for a minute. I'm gonna have to get the code, guys. So if it pauses here for a minute, just bear with me. I'll be right back. Oh, you guys, we're not on actually. You guys are, yeah. Don't worry about that. Never mind. I'm an idiot. I keep thinking we're on Telegram or Instagram, and it's gonna pause the Instagram feed. Okay, so he says what happens in the signal group. It's really, really simple. I send out a signal. I give you the where you're going to get in. I give you when to place stops at break even, and then if it goes higher in our favor, I give you the stop loss, and then I just kind of guide you through the trade. Okay, so we'll go to a one right here, right? Okay, so right here on April 26th, we said buy US 30, 33,991, stop 33,791, stops in good profit, stops to plus 70 or plus 80 or so. Could very well go to 90. I think that was on oil. Okay, I think that's on oil, but I'm going to walk you through the trade. Once you get up a certain amount, I'm going to say place stops at break even, and then I'm going to say place stops in profit, and then we're just going to let the market take us out, whether the market takes us out or not, right? But we do differently because we're not looking for 10 pips, right? I'm a swing trader, and we're looking for massive moves. But if you go over, okay, I know there's been 3 losses this week, 2 on the US 30 of 200 points each, right? And those happen. But if you go over the signals for the week, we're in profit for the week. And this is a rare week where we actually lose 3 trades. But if you go over all the signals for the week, and I guess, when did the week start? The 24th? So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. See, I'm saying stops at break even, blah, blah, blah. There's 4. I know we've only lost 3 times. There's four signals. There's 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like 8 signals, and we're 5 for 8 this week. So that's a bad week for us. I mean, that winning percentage is, we usually are at 85%. Some weeks will be a little bit lower, and we should be, by the end of the week, we'll be right back at our 80%. But 5 for 8 is what? 63% right now. But I just walk you through the trades. I say when to get in, what your stop loss is, and it's the best group out there. I guarantee you there's no other group that makes the kind of money we do. I mean, you have guys, that are saying they're waking up to massive amounts of profits so it's a great group. I don't need to plug it anymore. I don't need the $400. It's lifetime. I don't need the $400. I don't need that, but my time is fucking valuable to me, and I'm going to charge your ass for it. And I will never apologize for that. Gaz knows. Gaz has been a student of mine for a long time. Gaz and I hated each other for a while. We went to bed. We had a couple of issues. He hated me, but he's a good dude. He's always been a good dude, and I'm happy to have him back. So, but it's the best fucking group out there, and we make fun of other traders, which is awesome. To me, it is. It may not be awesome to you. I don't know. Maybe you think that's dumb, and it could possibly be dumb. You never know. But we have a dang good time. So get a hold of me on Instagram or get a hold of me on Telegram. I typed them into the chat here, and we'll make you money. All right, and then the other thing is, and I should have done a better job with Gaz on this. We do have, if you do invest, we do have the account that I will give you the username. The investor password name to the investor password to, and you'll get 60% of the profits. So we just started that back up again, and last time it just got way too hectic, and I wasn't organized and didn't do it the right way. But we made money. Everybody made money, but it was just way too hectic. So this time around, it's going to be, there's the investor password, there's the account number. You can check it any fucking time you want. You get 60% of the profits. You have every 30 days. You can request at the beginning of each month. It's kind of going to be similar to what we did before, but the difference is you'll have the investor password and the account number, and you can see everything that's going on in the fucking account, and it's going to be phenomenal. So if you're interested in that, you can get a hold of me about that too. All right, guys, I am going to take off. I've got to prepare for this shit today. I got a lot of stuff to do to prepare for this craziness that I'm about to endure with this kid that I'm doing an evaluation for. So, and the markets are going to be closing here pretty quick anyway, so there's really not a reason to be around or to be at your charts. So my biggest advice to you right now would be to shut your charts off, get away from your charts, right? Go do something you love to do, and just clear your head and clear your mind, because it's only Tuesday, right? It's only Tuesday. We got a long week. The markets are going to be here. Plenty of time to make money. Go shut your charts off. Go enjoy yourself, and we'll see what the market gives us. All right, you guys have a great day. Like I said, get a hold of me if you want to talk about becoming a member of my group, where it's the best fucking group out there. It's not close, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.